Hello, hello, apa khabar? And welcome to Virtually Peranakan Fest 2025, organized by Peranakan Sayang. It's our 6th year organizing this 2-day online festival with presentations to share and celebrate our Peranakan culture with presenters from around the region. My name is Baba Elvin Un, your festival organizer and host from Peranakan Sayang in Singapore. Thank you for joining us. We would love to hear from you. So please say hello in the comments and do let us know where you are watching this live stream from. And do share your questions and opinions too. Joining me for this program, I have my co-host all the way from Melaka so far. Please welcome Baba Cedric Tan. Hello, Ba.
Hello dari Melaka. Ada baik semua? Yeah, looking forward to the next session.
Next session is favorite lah.
Yeah, hidup already.
Hidup already. We talk about makan say, all hidup. All our favorite dishes from our mothers, grandmothers and all that.
Mana tak ada, you get two great cooks coming live on the show. Oh, what else can you expect?
Yeah. Okay. We should bring them in, She is a 6th generation Singaporean Peranakan. Actually, 7th generation if you count the Melaka side. She's a custodian of her family's collection of old stories and photographs and her mama's handwritten recipes. She proudly celebrates her heritage every day. And he is a 6th generation Chinese Peranakan from Singapore. He's a cookbook author documenting the lesser known recipes in his books, Daily Nyonya Dishes. And then got second book lagi, more Daily Nyonya Dishes. And I suggested to him, if got third book, even more Daily Nyonya Dishes.
More and more.
More and more. So let's bring on Noreen sama Matt Tan. Hello.
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 I hope everyone is hungry.
Hungry dah.
Hungry for knowledge. Hungry for
knowledge.
food.
So Noreen, what can we expect for this presentation today?
Hey, so first of all, thank you very much for inviting me. And of course, I pull in my good friend, Baba Matt Tan. We're going to talk about cooking, but our angle today is about the going, gone.
Going.
Yeah, we're going to talk about dishes that either have disappeared totally or disappearing from our culinary heritage. And at the end, towards the end, we'll talk about one daily dish that perhaps we can begin to cook so that we can save it. Because the only way to save a cuisine is to cook it. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Matt.
Can
you hear us?
Bye, Matt.
Boleh dengar tak?
Tak apa. We'll get him out and we'll get him back in very, very short.
Yeah, okay. So the reason why, perhaps the reason why I got Baba Matt to come and join me for this show is that he and I share similar interests in cooking and in trying to preserve our heritage through our food. The thing is, Peranakan food isn't just buah keluak. When I ask people what they know about Peranakan food, only a few dishes come up. And it's the sort of dishes that you tend to get served in the restaurant. Buah keluak, chapchai, rendang. And if all we think that Peranakan food are just these few dishes, then we are only thinking about, I would say, 10 to 20% of the entire range of food that not just what people ate, but what people actually cooked. So that's why I thought that it might be interesting that we spend a little bit of time talking about some of the dishes that have disappeared, why they have disappeared, and perhaps what we can do about, if not reviving them, at least saving some other dishes that we can. Okay, so maybe if I could ask, I hope Baba Matt has managed to rejoin us.
Yeah, he'll be joining us very shortly.
Okay, that's great. But let me begin. So for everyone who is listening, if you would like to follow either Baba Matt or myself, we're both on Instagram. we like to post pictures of the things that we cook and things that we have eaten. That's what everybody does, right? So feel free to look us up and follow us, and we'll be happy to chat online. Okay, could we have the next slide? Okay, as I mentioned, there are many dishes which sadly are either going or already gone. And the only way we can keep things going is if we know that these are dishes at risk, and if we know that we need to cook in order to save them. So I'll be showing a few photos and sharing some recipes, but for everyone, if you would like to, please feel free to scan this and download it. And I think later on, Baba Alvin can also share the links in the chat. So you can screenshot this maybe, or you can scan it now. The photos are there, the recipes are there, so that you can spend your time just listening to us or chit-chat and chakap lah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got Matt back online. Hi, Matt. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm okay. Sorry,
It's all right.
Technical fault.
So we'll be sharing the links in the comments later on, so that senang lah. You just click and then you get all the information.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get started, because there's I think so. I'm just going to talk about a couple of dishes that have really disappeared, and when we think about why dishes disappear, one reason is because tastes are changing. Something that was very hot and popular in the past, sometimes just disappears because people don't just not interested to eat the dish anymore. The other reason is we cannot get ingredients. So this photograph here shows it's a shot from my grandmother's recipe book, and it's a dish called ai kepua. If you're wondering what is the VG next to it, it's very good.
Last time got no thumb. Got no thumb up.
No thumbs up. Very good. And if you notice, the recipe calls for prawns must be alive and kicking.
Oh, live prawns, eh?
Live prawns, not just alive, but kicking.
Live and kicking, sucking.
That means they must have just been brought in by the fishermen, which in those days, of course, you can get. If you go to the seaside, in Singapore, if you go to Pasir Panjang or other places, in Melaka, I think there are other places, especially I think last time around Portuguese settlement, right? When the boats come in, literally the prawns are still kicking. And you need them alive like that so that you can start to immediately prepare. This is something, this recipe is really like chinchalo. Now, I think if you want to make chinchalo, you also need to make sure that your grago or the tiny shrimp are as fresh as possible. Otherwise, the result is not as good. So this dish, ai kepua, no longer exists unless you can get your hands on prawns that are alive and moving around. Okay. So let's go to the next slide and talk about another dish. So that was a savory dish. This is a sweet dish. This one also is my grandmother. She had the most beautiful handwriting. This is a kueh that is called kueh mayang pinang. And mayang pinang is actually the blossom of the areca or betel. They call it betel nut, but it's actually the areca nut. It's the blossom of the areca palm that I show you a picture that's there. When they come out, it's a whole bunch like that. And this is a kueh that is made by... You can read it as I'm talking. If you notice, this recipe is actually written in it's more written in Indonesian than it is in Malay. The spelling is very Indonesian. Using rice flour, you make a dough and you can color the dough. After that, you cut the dough into short strips, maybe as long as your finger. Then you place these strips of dough in between the fronds of the flour. You press, ambil mayang pinang and pitch. So you press and you twist. So you use the blossoms to make a twisted pattern into the dough.
So Noreen, lu mau coba tak? Warna rumah sini ada pokok pinang.
Okay, I have to think about it, because I remember when I was young, my grandmother had all my aunties ask her to demonstrate. So my grandmother went to demonstrate. After the end of that, it took about half a day. all my aunties decided I don't want to cook this already. It's incredibly time consuming. And the other thing that's very interesting, because I only show you the first page. This dish, if you're wondering what is the sauce that goes with it, is actually that coconut sauce. It's not kaya. It's that old sauce that they used to make the santan, and they will cook it down with sugar to make it to a thick syrup, almost like a pengat. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a very...
So it's macam santan lemak the coconut milk and then a bit salty.
Yeah. Yeah.
The one that normally cha with kuih dadar, that sort of pengat.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah. So it's a very, very old recipe. And like I said, okay, so yeah, maybe Baba Mat, you have the flour, but I don't know if I have the strength.
I help you to twist.
Are you doing the twist? I can do the twist also.
Do
the dance lah.
Datang tolong
I can take that.
Okay, so these are truly what I think are disappeared. I know with all the intention, they're more or less, but now that Baba Mat has issued me the challenge, then maybe I need to think about whether we will do it again. Okay, let's go to the next slide. This is now, we come to what the disappearing dishes. So they haven't, I think, completely died, but you can hardly see them now. And both these dishes, by coincidence, are from Melaka. So I think maybe we'll, after I give you a description, we'll ask Baba Cedric to give us some comments. So the first dish is soup petani. Soup petani is basically a chicken soup. Again, later on you can scan and download the recipe. But the basic way to cook it is chicken is poached with a spice bag. And the spice bag, you look at the ingredients of this spice bag. You know, like jintan manis, jintan putih, so it's cumin, fennel, cardamom, pepper, nutmeg. It's a very unusual, it's almost like you're making curry.
Yeah.
It's like the ingredients for curry paste. Then after poaching it, you take out, you debone it, and you dice chicken. Then you make a rempah or bawang merah, bawang putih, ginger, and a little bit of curry powder. You cook, and then you make it into a broth using the water that you had poached the chicken in. Then that flavors your soup. And then when you serve it, you put the pieces of poached chicken, all diced up in the bottom of a bowl. You pour in the soup, and you scatter on bread croutons or bits of fried potato. And how do I know that this is a Melaka dish? Because in my grandmother's recipe book, she puts Mrs. Bengkam next to it. So the recipe came from Mrs. C. Bengkam, or Madam Tan Seng Kun. She was my macho Melaka's sister-in-law, youngest sister-in-law. And I put the photo here. That's her with her husband, C. Bengkam, on their wedding day. So, like I said, I've never seen this in Singapore. In Singapore, when we used to make it, we would make it with nasi ulam, because you know nasi ulam can be a bit dry. So you need a soup to go with it, and soup petani always accompanied our nasi ulam. But outside of that, I've never seen it cooked. And because I myself, I have not cooked nasi ulam for a long time, I also have not cooked soup petani.
Can I chip in, or can I just say?
You chip in first.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. What?
It sounded a bit like the spices for nasi kemuli. You boil where you create the broth for nasi kemuli. But instead of putting it with the rice, you actually you boil the chicken inside, and then you get the sweetness of the chicken from the soup, and then you cook together with that little curry paste. So it has like slightly savory yet not hot at all. Curry. If you put a bit of curry, that means it's not hot, right? It's just like tom yum.
It's not spicy.
Yeah. It's more like savory. And then serve with crouton, so it sounded a bit more like soup ayam but with spices. That.
So it's very unusual. I don't know where this came from. If you look at the spices, it's sort of Indian, a little bit Arabic, but I must say, to be true, it's not that difficult to make, honestly, because you don't need to grind anything. It can be done. Maybe this one I can do. it's just that it's very unusual. And when I talk to people in Singapore, they've never heard of it. And I think only people in Melaka may have heard of it, but not even not that many. Yeah. And some people say, oh, that's mulligatawny. But it's actually not mulligatawny. If you look at recipes for mulligatawny, they use a lot more curry powder. They put in fruit. Apple is the most common one. So I think it is similar to mulligatawny, but it's not. Because my grandmother, when I asked her, she said, no, this is not mulligatawny.
Okay, from what I know about this is that I was told about a newer, slightly different version from Melaka, from a Datin, which is related to me. She would include macaroni. She would include peas, green peas, into this dish. So I think those two additions are very recent as compared to what is in your grandmother's collection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, my grandmother's recipe would be very old because she's Singaporean. She was born and brought up in Singapore. She only moved to Melaka after she got married. So we are talking, and then she collected her dishes probably from the 30s to maybe about the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cedric, did you ever hear about the macaroni version? Was Annie?
I heard about macaroni soup, but normally with just plain chicken broth. This one is a bit more unique because I just got a feeling the rempah that they cook the nasi kemuli with, these are the remnants. So don't want to waste, just dump everything to the pot, it's the same thing, and then you just boil it and make it to a soup instead of cooking it with the rice. That's all.
It makes sense. It makes sense. But it's a very interesting recipe. And I must say, it's very tasty. You can imagine just from the ingredients, that it's been very tasty soup.
It probably has a soup kambing sort of thing, but the curry flavored version.
Maybe.
With all that, spices.
The alternative to bread croutons is fried potato, diced up and fried and sprinkled on the top. Yeah. So it is a very nice soup.
So,
okay,
So
interesting.
I mean, those people that are online, do go and test this recipe out.
Yes.
I think it's not a very difficult recipe. I am what you say, encouraged to actually test this out also.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's move on. Next
before we
stage,
move on, we'd just like to acknowledge all those who made comments in our feed. We have Ellie from Penang saying hello. Good afternoon. We've got siapa ni? Jit Kuih. Selamat petang semua. We also got Jennifer Tan. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello, Jen.
From Melaka. Yeah, then Nyonya says she feels that it's disappearing because it's a lot of hard work. I think that's part of the story also. Susah banyak kerja. Yeah, of course. And the nutmeg is from Penang. Yes, I think Penang is well known for its nutmeg produce. The opinion here is dishes are disappearing is the tradition flavor of it. They don't have that Peranakan flavor. What do you all think of that?
Well, I think that dishes are definitely changing, and there's been a lot of adjustments made either because of health concerns. We cut down sugar, and then we don't use lard. There were a lot of Peranakan dishes that heavily use lard, use pork. Like for example, masak pedas. Masak pedas are usually many recipes at the end spoonful of lard.
For the extra.
A pastry, last time they did no butter or no margarine, use lard.
What about ingredients? What about ingredients? Availability of ingredients. Is there any difference?
Availability of ingredients, I'm not too sure about Malaysia, but in Singapore, I think yes. If you're not a market goer, you will never be able to find certain things in a supermarket.
Yeah.
Correct.
For example, I know like last time we used to have a lot of grago. Now yang cari grago susah.
Yes, because now itu in Grago now if they come, they are packed all in what you call seal pack bags in Singapore.
Vacuum pack,
and
yeah.
vacuum bag, and then they're not really superly fresh.
Yeah.
You know, dulu the time when Grago has been sold, they're kilat, no?
Yeah.
They look very shiny and then very, very pinkish. And then when the sun shine on it, your eyes deceive, no? You feel like as if to Grago lompat. But
Yeah,
they're
alive
not kicking
and
anymore,
kicking.
Yeah lah. I remember I used to catch grago myself at Changi Beach. You just need to put a net in, you can
Yes.
catch one whole lot already. Easy. Now, sudah, you cannot get anything.
Yeah.
But other things, even like veggies, are very hard to find. The mustard greens, the luat chai, which are very leafy. We get those with very big stems, and the leaf is a very small now, I find.
Betul. You are absolutely correct. This leaf actually, most of the time only it start to appear dekat Tuan Baru.
Okay.
In Singapore wet markets.
We've got more comments coming in. Never knew the Peranakan version of Muligatoni is also called soup petani. Sometimes we make it in our Penang home. It's of course a British India dish derived from Tamil Rasam. That's from Eclectic Peranakans. Thank you for that comment. This one is related to what was shared earlier. Maybe the word changed when passing down, so we call it differently over time. Peter is online. The spice mix is very Indian, like Anglo-Indian mulligatawny soup.
It's very Indian.
Very Indian.
Yeah.
The different families has different recipes. Where else? The advice is don't follow recipes from Google. The Brits make theirs differently, and so do the Americans. Yeah, I suppose. Everybody, then again, you know, our Peranakan families, everybody has their own recipes, right? Or their own version of it.
Yeah, correct lah. Yeah. Okay. So shall we move on to the next?
Yep.
Oh, I see we have large fans here.
Yeah, we have large fans. It's not the same. Macam, you know, when it comes to food, everybody got comment. Tadi tak ada comment. Now banyak comment.
Like
Is it because it's
popia
time?
without? It's just like popia without bayu pok.
Yalah. You see, dia cakap ni, babi tau cio 100% lat.
Correct. Okay lah. But anyway, I thought I should finish with the second Melaka dish, which is Masak Mengkabo. And this is a photograph from Baba Matt's book. Yeah, because he has a one-man show to try to revive Masak Mengkabo. And I managed to find a recipe in my grandmother's book, but I have never experienced her cooking it or having it in my family. And very interestingly, the first line, she says, "Rempah semua bakar." That means they will either grill or bake, or they cook the ingredient before grinding, which to me is very unusual because we are used to, I think, grinding all the raw ingredients and then we tumis. So this one you cook first and then you grind. It's a bit Indonesian.
I agree.
If I understand it correctly, it's probably you toast the ingredients first.
Probably toast it. Yeah,
toast. Like what Noreen said, this is a very Indonesian method of cooking, which surprisingly there are no Peranakan dishes that are been prepared in this way. So this is the only one that's been found where you need to do this additional step.
Yeah. So when we were discussing this earlier, I commented to Baba Matt that this reminds me of babi asam. So, in Singapore, we also have a dish that's called babi asam. Babi asam, there are two varieties of babi asam. One where the meat is one piece of belly pork that you marinate and then you cook the asam, you slice, fry, and eat with the vinegar and garlic. There's another babi asam dish, and it's featured in my Uncle Philip Chia's recipe book, Nyonya Heritage Cooking, and it's like this. It uses asam, but the tauco and a rempah. So there's a rempah, there's tauco. You cook the belly pork, and then you put the asam in. It's again a very unusual kind of flavor profile.
Okay. The babi asam actually, and what's actually the key difference between babi asam and mengkabo? From what I understand is that it's drier. Mengkabo is drier, not much, just a gravy base, while babi asam tend to be a little bit more watery.
More soupy.
More soupy.
More gravy lah. More
Gravy,
Then
wet.
you lepas chili hijau, when you at the final stage of cooking, you lepas chili hijau, that kind of things, to add more But from what I understand, another aspect about mengkabo is that I was told that by some of the elderly people in Melaka or family connections in Melaka, diorang cakap mengkabo dulu is cooked using deer meat or any wild meat. Like babi hutan, venison. I guess venison would come from the sambal deer or the sangkancil.
Yeah, the sambal is quite spicy though.
Is it?
No, but I would think that with the rempah and the asam, this way of cooking is quite good with strong tasting meat.
Yeah, so I think this dish, like what Noreen said, it draws on wildlife. But now, of course, we cook it more with pork belly.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so Baba Mat tried to revive mengkabo, and I think again because by his version you don't need to sort of bakar the ingredients before grinding lah. Yeah.
Like what Noreen said, I'm quite tempted to try to get venison and do this version and see what the elements, how much more different it is.
Okay, let's go through some comments. Banyak comments, Agree. Pastry made with lard is flaky and melts in your mouth. I think that's a big difference.
Unfortunately, cannot tahan lama.
Thanks,
correct.
Change the ratio, not 100% pork lard. Do a mixture of butter and then maybe 70%, 20% pork lard. It will last a bit more longer.
Yeah. This is a question for Matt. Still masak babi tohe?
Yes, still. Baru just recently, last week.
Last week.
Yeah. Because
thanks to Noreen Chan.
Who thanks to Cedric.
Why?
Never mind, you can thank me later.
Because the tohe paste is from you.
Okay. And we have our speaker for tomorrow, Catherine, chiming in. Yes, our family recipe: toast the ingredients before grinding the mengkabo. Sama tak?
Very traditional.
Yeah. Kelvin Chakap, in our family, when we make achar awak, the sour base is only from tamarind and the nuts, you only use peanut brittle. Achar. Noreen, your area. Achar.
But we are not talking achar today. Achar not disappearing.
Our previous speaker, Josephine, she suka ni lah masak mengkabo. Then, when I make my Nyonya chang, mas sangai dulu sebelum blend. I think it's a similar. Okay, so many. My Melaka, my Melaka side of the family use venison. There you go, okay. Catherine. Okay. Babi asam. Sorry.
The dangerous thing about masak mengkabo, because the gravy is so tasty, you eat a lot of rice.
Betul.
Yeah.
So you know what happens lah.
Second, third helping.
Babi asam, I grew up from Melaka. Grandparents has no tauco. everybody got their own version, I suppose.
Yes.
Wow, venison sambal dia, not sambal dia. I know you joking, lah. Okay, it also depends where you come from. Penang, I find more pork based. Example, babi buah keluak, where it has a combination of roast pork and unroasted pork. Yeah, I think adding pork is always very sedap. Okay.
Okay. Right. So maybe
Right.
we move on. So I'm saying it again that if we want to preserve our heritage, we really need to cook our food. And it sounds like many of the people watching this, you are already cooking. But if you are not or you're afraid, I would urge you, please start with something simple. Peranakan food is not just babi buah, not just buah keluar. It's lots of other things that you can eat every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Okay, so and an example is over the next slide. And you know, there's a dish that I think I will hand over to Baba Matt to talk about. I mean, satay ayam, which we call satay piring because it's not served in a dish. So it's not the satay that we cocok with the lidi. We serve it in a dish. And in my family, we make it with pork. And it uses a base of rempah titik, which many of us will say is sort of like the basic foundational spice paste or rempah paste in much of the cooking. So I'll just hand over to Baba Matt to talk a bit more about this.
Okay. Satay ayam. Satay ayam for me is a everyday dish. My mother used to cook it like in a cycle or rotation or recipe in a month. So every month we will have it twice or three times. It is fairly simple to make because your rempah just needs shallot, bawang merah. Okay, you need serai, you need buah keras. You don't need chili kering. You don't need ball. No, you need something like maybe 4 red chili. If you like it a little bit pedas, you put in a little bit of chili padi, and then after that, you just grind this into a paste, and then belacan. So it's a fairly simple rempah base, and tumis you stir fry until it's fragrant. The key notes about this dish is that you need to lepas kaffir lime leaf, daun lemur purut, and if it's very very well cooked, it is very, very tasty. Especially, it's not only the meat itself, but the rempah itself. Because the rempah is infused with the flavors of the serai and the kaffir lime leaf. So you, like what you say, you makan manak nasi.
Yeah.
You eat a lot of rice. You like what Noreen say, you can cook this with pork belly if you want. It's just that it's more faster to cook using chicken, because pork belly, at least 45 minutes more tumis to stir fry. Ayam lesser than that. So that is a very, very simple dish. I think, if you want to go into cooking, for those people who never cook or want to learn how to cook, you have always got to bear in mind that, or elderly ladies, bring your youngsters back into the kitchen. Let them have a taste of the cooking. Okay, that is only how a recipe can live. A recipe will die if it's not being cooked at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the mission, right?
Yeah.
This is my mission, actually.
And I think we cannot keep to the same old way where people say you must tumbuk. Okay, if you can and you have the time and you build that, then by all means tumbuk. But if what you have at home is a blender, it's fine to use the blender. But I think the method of blending and how you tumbuk is a little bit different. So I don't know. Maybe Baba Matt, you want to comment on the order of ingredients for tumbuk versus the order of ingredients for blending.
Okay, when you tumbuk, we always go hard first. That means all the keras na barang. That means the serai goes in first. If you need lengkuas, kunit, all this goes in first, because then you will just go and work it, and then after that your bawang goes in, your buah keras go in. Buah keras helps to dry up, so it don't splatter so much. But when you grind, in the grinders, there are a few functions. One interesting function in the better high-end grinder is the button called pulse.
Piles.
P-U-L-S-E.
Oh, I thought
piles.
piles. Apa ni piles?
So you actually put in softer ingredients in first. That means you put your bawang below, then after that all your hard ingredients go on top. And then you pulse. When you use this pulse rather than the auto, you can regulate how rough the texture you want. Why I say this is that because everybody has moved on to the grinder, we have forgotten that certain recipes, rempah mesti mau ada texture. Rempah must have a feel of it, the roughness in the dish at the end. Everything is not supposed to be grounded smoothly. Yeah. So that is a matter. And the other thing is that over the weekends, make your rempah, tumis your rempah, cool it down, put it into plastic container, glass bottle, masuk dalam freezer. So when you come home from work, before you leave your work, take out from the freezer, put on the chiller, thaw. And then you can easily cook a rempah dish for your daily meals. Yeah.
Caroline asks, for her at least, they call it sambal satay. Is that the same?
Yeah, it's sama. It's sama.
It's sama. The rempah is what you would use to marinate the meat if you're making satay.
Yes, betul.
Yeah.
Betul. Except that you will also put in a little bit more pepper. If you're making
coriander.
Coriander, ketumbar.
Yeah.
So the question about tembok and blender, most rempah if tembok lagi sedap. Betul kah?
Okay. Food purists will say that when you blend, you lose the flavor. You lose the flavor because of the the work of the machine.
And the heat that's generated by the blender.
Yes. So that is it. But be honest lah. I mean, how many of us can afford to do this? Especially even if time is another factor. And then the other factor is that if you leave the cooking to an old lady at home, your old lady at home, that's maybe in the 50s and 60s, they don't have the time.
50s, 60s old
I would consider that as old now.
Matured.
I think that all of them have got a lot of things in life going on now. Dulu got no social media. They are more housebound, so they have all the time to go and do all the rempah things. Nowadays, our BB, they are all very busy enjoying. Their they got a lot of hobbies, that kind of thing. So they don't really
different lifestyle.
The lifestyle has changed.
So Kelvin asks, have you tried the Indian stone grinder machine?
No, I've not tried. I heard about it. It is like the batu giling actually, from what I understand. But somebody commented that is it true that you need to use it takes hours to ground down?
I don't think
hours.
Long ago, my father used to. He bought an Indian grinder because the Indians also do a lot of grinding of different ingredients. The brand was Sumit, I remember.
Sumit.
Yeah, but a lot of parts ago. The only problem was after that to clean and all that, and then we couldn't work out how to put it back together. So after a while, we gave up.
Okay, there are a few Indian grinders. The lovely thing about Indian grinders is that they are not plastic. The container itself is always stainless steel. So because we use kunyit and all that, the plastic ones will turn yellow lah.
Yeah.
The Indian grinders, the stainless steel, they remain that color. There are other brands. There's another brand called Pretti, Pretti, which is also pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yes. And one thing, these Indian grinders, they can really grind down things. They can really work. As compared to a normal Molinex or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they have to
Alright.
grind fibrous things like ginger and all that as well.
Yeah,
Mm.
and they also grind their dry spices.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay, but anyway, so satay ayam, I hope that people will. Or you can also make it with vegetables. Like if you want a meat free, you can make it with eggplant or brinjal. I think as long as you tumis the rempah first, I think it will go quite nicely with brinjal. So it would work well if you are cooking for someone who doesn't eat meat.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, right. So I think we got another slide. So for those of you who are interested to download today's recipes, please scan this QR code at the top left-hand corner. And I had showed many photographs from my grandmother's recipe book. This recipe book I had lent to the NUS library to be digitized. So if you are interested, you can also scan that. This is totally free to use. You do not have to apply or do anything. It is open access, but of course, if you would like to reuse it, then a little bit of acknowledgement is appreciated. But my aim is to share all this. I think the more we share our culture, the less likely is that it will disappear somewhere into a dusty corner.
I'll be sharing the links in the comments section on both Facebook and YouTube so that you can click on it if you cannot scan them. Right? Okay. I've got some more comments. Adeline, I have more stories to share with kids about how we used to tumbuk rempah, ketawa, kena marah, etc., which evokes more emotional memories than blending saja. So the lesong actually have more memories than the blender, although of course the end result almost the same lah. Yeah, I suppose it's a whole experience doing the tumbuk, kena maki, not doing it right.
And having it splash out.
Yeah. Betul.
Which would you consider a better machine to blend? The lesong, anak lesong and lesong, or the batu giling?
Actually, if you're making a lot of rempah, it's the batu giling. The batu giling. But the problem with the batu giling now in Singapore, I don't know about Melaka. Last time there used to be what you call this man that come and chisel down the stone.
Yes.
A lot of the batu giling that are in Singapore homes now, they're practically smooth. Tak boleh pakai loh.
Oh, okay.
How about
you need
Melaka?
rough surface.
You
use
need
the
a rough
nail and
surface.
hammer it.
Pakai nail kan? Boleh
Boleh. Bukan pelan-pelan. Ketuk-ketuk. But that one you need art. Yeah. Not us. We ketuk one time, the whole thing cracks.
Oh, then better not.
Tak ada skill
because
lah.
I only got one batu
No
giling.
skill. Our skill is hammer.
Hammer, hantam aja.
Hantam.
So Ellie says that she's been using stainless steel blender that she bought from Little India for years. Brilliant for our rempah grinding. So there you go. Advocate for a blender or grinder. Yeah. I mean, everybody has their preference, kan?
Yeah.
I think what I always tell people is they tell me what's best is what you are familiar with and happy to work with. It works for you, you work with it. I think that's the best.
Correct.
Yeah.
Angel prefers the Philips blender. Yeah, see, all got preference. Kan? They go around shouting ketuk batu, ketuk batu. Siapa? The kids.
I think the batu giling.
Oh, the batu
that was,
giling.
I think, long time ago. With.
Oh, wow.
I remember, yeah.
Because
My
last time,
house one,
they use the granite, right? They are granite workers. They are people who know how to do the,
So they
After a
offer
while,
the
whole thing-
services lah.
The whole surface becomes so smooth. Yeah, there's no more grinding effect. So you need to knock nails into it, the nail holes, right? The small ones to roughen the surface, and then only very nice giling already.
Yes, correct.
Okay, very good. So that's all the time that we have for this segment. Certainly hope you all enjoyed this. I'm sure many people enjoyed this because got so many comments for this segment. Chakap makan saya, all semua masuk, all got story cerita. Bagus. So I'd like to thank our guests, Noreen and Matt. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us this afternoon. It's been a very interesting and exciting topic. And of course, Baba Cedric Tan Kamsia for co-hosting this segment. But we'll all be coming back together in a very short while at 5 p.m. where we will join in Trita Kita. Share your stories in our open forum. Now, this one is something we're doing a bit experimental. If you have an interesting story, a funny story about our Peranakan culture or Baba Nyonya, whatever, from your family experiences, you can be part of this show. Okay, so we'll be sharing with you the link to join in this program live. So if you have you on your laptop or you have your mobile phone with you, you can click on the link, you can masuk, and then you can tell your stories. Okay, so be part of the show. The only requirement is your story must be funny. Kalau you tak funny, we kick you out of the house lah, or the room lah. Okay, so we hope to.
Sapa is going to vote on the 4 hours going to vote.
Yeah lah. After a while, you see all like that. Like that. This one got thumb, you know. Some grandma tak ada thumb. She put VG only. Yeah. So, okay. So we hope to see you online together with us. We've got a few more kakis joining us as well. So that's been this program. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you at our next segment coming up very shortly at 5 p.m. Come see everybody. Bye-bye.
Hey, see you again. Berjumpa lagi.
Jumpa lagi. Bye.
Lagi.